Okay, before you do,
We are live here for the season finale, the regular season finale, that is, of the Juggernaut Truck Series here at Pocono Raceway. Looking for an exciting race tonight. I'm ready for it here, ready to see these guys go to battle here, trying to make their way into the playoffs. This is the Mardon 150 here at Pocono Raceway. Of course, I am Dawson Allen, joining the booth with me, Josh Coppernol and Adam Kuhn tonight. Josh, Adam, welcome.
hey Doc, this is gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to this. It's you know regular season finale. It should have a lot of added pressure to these drivers, trying to make one last push to make the playoffs here in just a few weeks. So this one, it's gonna be crazy. It's Pocono wide track. Drivers have a chance to do 5, 6, 7 wide on restarts. This is gonna be wild.
Restarts definitely are going to be hectic, Josh, and it's going to be a pretty interesting battle for that playoff position, like you mentioned. So it's going to be a really intriguing show tonight, Dawson.
And I'm definitely looking forward to it here. It's going to be a fun race tonight. As we see right now, the field is only at 10 trucks so far. Everybody but one has set a lap. That is the 57 of Cameron Stone. He's not turned a lap. But of course, we're here. Everybody but one has set a lap. That is the 57 of Cameron Stone. He's not turned a lap. But of course, we're here a couple minutes early. We're here 30 minutes early. So you still got plenty of time for these guys to kind of get in to the session, get ready to go. And it's going to be important because right now, looking at the field, I see one name standing out here. Currently scored in the 6th position here after practice is Eric Weinland, making his first appearance back since Texas, all the way back in May. So this final start for him will lock up his playoff spot as long as he makes the start and is able to get through the completion of Stage 1 without having any issues. Or at the very least, as long as he makes the attempt to get to Stage 1 without having any issues, he will be locked in. So that pretty much locks up the playoff spots. Of course, Dalton Kelly, Nolan Hodgson, they have their points battle going on in case we have a new winner. But outside of that, that is all we have tonight for this battle. So we're watching. It looks like that's the 47. That is Brett Bennett out on track right now, currently 8th fastest in practice. Looks like whatever he was running there might have been a qualifying set because he just blew it up there on the exit of turn 3.
Yeah, this track, it is so big that qualifying laps definitely gets really hot, especially after the conclusion of the second lap. So more than likely a qualifying setup or lap that last time by, but
Yeah, definitely just looking into everything here. Just kind of, waiting for the session to continue on. 26 minutes left in practice. So kind of just watching along here with the field. You see the scenic Pocono Raceway. Beautiful sight for a beautiful track. So this one should be a fun one to follow along with here tonight.
yeah, this track, it is a non-popular one by a lot of people because it is so big that
no,
drivers get spread out. But in my opinion, this is an awesome track because
at least I don't feel bad because I didn't look.
it has the opportunity to have crazy racing.
I
The
was
restarts
spinning.
are
Craig
always
got me.
insane,
Craig tried to bump draft me, and I don't think we were square.
I'm not expecting anything different than that. This should be a normal, fun race that we see these drivers put on, and I think it's going to have a lot of great action.
It should lead to some fun here. So, let me see. I gotta get some quick fixes in here before this race can go underway. Thankfully, we got a good amount of time here before we get going in the Mardon 150 here at Pocono. So I gotta get a couple things fixed up here to make sure we are able to see this race to the extent, to the finish. So let me see if I can get things kind of set up here. We're gonna have to step away for a moment. But obviously, we're still here early in practice. Um, and I do apologize for this. It's just one of those things, we go live every week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And, there's sometimes just something happens. It just kind of happens as it is. And that may lead to some issues on the broadcast end. And I want to give you all the best broadcast that we can give you. So we've got to step away really quick. We've got to get this kind of fixed up. So that way we can make sure that everything is going to be the very best for you watching here on JCTV. So just stick around here for a second. We're going to have to take a quick break, get things squared away, and we'll be right back with the presentation of the Mardon 150 here at Pocono Raceway. And we welcome you back. Again, apologies for that bit of a delay there, getting you the action here. Like I said, we want to get the best stream for you, the best broadcast we can for you. And so we got this all ready, good to go. And we are ready to go racing here for the Mardon 150 at Pocono Raceway. As I mentioned here too, it's gonna be a fun race, and I think Josh and Adam both have spoken in links too about this being a fun one. I am excited to see how these drivers take on the tricky triangle here in the mountains of Pocono.
Yeah, Tricky Triangle is right. This track has 3 different turns, all of them modeled after 3 different classic IndyCar tracks. First turn 1 being the old Trenton Speedway, turn 2 being the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and turn 3 being Milwaukee. So these drivers, it's not just like they show up to a race. Turn 1 and 2 are the same as turns 3 and 4. First of all, there's no turn 4 here, as the famous saying goes. What turn 4? But there's setups. These guys, they do run an open setup league. These guys all are under different setups, so they got to make sure their setup is set up fine for turn 3 more than likely, because coming off turn 3, most important part after turn 3 is that start-finish line. If you're coming towards the end of a race, you're going to want the best runoff possible off turn 3 to get to the start-finish line first. And so, Tricky Triangle is absolutely right. These guys have a lot to handle for 200 miles tonight. I'm sorry, 150 miles tonight.
And, watching some of these races, throughout the week, some of the guys that we race with, just watching them run some of these open races, just kind of looking through, kind of watching with my own eyes to see how these races go. That big factor you get, those big runs you're going to get are going to generate out of turn 3 and turn 1. That's where you're going to have your best chance to make a pass. If you can get a huge run off of one of those two corners, you can get underneath somebody, you have a chance to make a pass. But it's not a guarantee, of course. That's the catch with this track is, you've got to make calculated moves here. You've got to have that run where you can make that pass. It is a very draft-focused track, but, it's not a pack race draft. It's essentially you catch the draft of the truck ahead of you and you pull up on them and try to make a move on them. So it'll be fun to see how these drivers can navigate it and how they can do battle here tonight.
Absolutely, the draft is going to be very critical, and glad to see we got up to 13 entrants now here tonight. So that 14 now as Adam Benefield loads into the sim. So it's going to be very crucial to not fall at the tail end of this lead draft, of course, because you're going to be in deep trouble not be able to catch them into the stage breaks.
As you mentioned, we are now up to 14 drivers in the session. 14 drivers ready to do battle so far, and I would not be shocked if we see a couple more even joining in the session, ready to race as well. But you see some of those names, Mason Lowry, Kyle Reuters, he goes second fastest on the leaderboard there in that 9 machine. That mighty number 9, he is going to be in a must-win position as of right now. He is currently out of the points battle. He is too far behind Nolan Hodgson to pass him singly by winning this race. So he's going to have, he'll have to win this race. He cannot point his way in the playoffs. So this 9 truck being second fastest right now is maybe a sign of things to come later tonight.
If that's the case, Dawson, excuse me, Josh, sorry. That's going to put Nolan Hodgson on the hot seat because there's not really enough trucks in this race to have him outscore Dalton Kelly a whole bunch tonight, guys.
Yeah, this race is, now or never, because, with it being the final race of the season, there is so much pressure for these guys right now. And, the pressure is finally going to be lifted off once the checkered flag waves at the end of this thing. So these guys, not only are they facing, the tricky triangle and the trickiness of this track, they're facing, last race of the regular season. A lot of drama, a lot of intensity. So, yeah, with Kyle Reuter sitting P2 right now, a guy like Nolan Hodgson, he really is feeling the pressure big time right now.
And, even then, it's a matter of, him, but also, too, the 45 of Dalton Kelly. I mean, Kelly is not in the clear yet. If we do get a new winner outside of the top 20, and Dalton Kelly is not able to point his way past Nolan Hodgson, we could see that 45 truck on his way out of the playoffs here tonight at the conclusion of this race. And one of the best things about iRacing, too, is when Trading Paints decides not to fully work. Loading in some of these pit stalls and loading in some of these drivers' paint schemes so we can easily identify them up here in the broadcast booth, JCTV. See, again, a lovely aerial shot. And there's that infield road course area not getting used a lot, but it'd be interesting to see if we could get something like this in iRacing down the line, I think. Entry here. See that long stretch right here. There's going to be a lot of moves made down this here front straightaway at Pocono.
Well, Dawson. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, Dawson mentioned length of the straightaway over a mile long here at Pocono.
I want to go ahead and bring in one of our drivers tonight to do an interview. That is going to be a guy that we were just talking about recently. That is the 42 of Nolan Hodgson. Hey Nolan, you got a copy?
Yes sir, I do.
So it is the last race of the regular season. Are you feeling pressure right now to try to make the playoffs? Or what's the nerves like for you?
Yeah, there's definitely always pressure there. I guess I'm too many points just to straight up point out, but you know, seeing where I think Reuter is who it is all the way up in the standings or in the practice, it makes me nervous. You know, getting those fast qualifying laps gives you good track position. Track position is really important at Pocono. So, yeah, hopefully we got a good race truck and able to make some passes here to try to secure myself a playoff spot.
Now, talking about Weir being in P2 in the practice charts, you're sitting P4 right now, 4th place. Does that help ease the nerves just a little bit, knowing that you're not too far off where Reuter is in this practice session?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Usually with these fast, like I don't know what setups they're using, but usually with these fast laps that they're putting in practice, it's usually a like a qualifying set. So hopefully I'm able to qualify, you know, top 5 as I am in the standings right now. So all about that track position. Feels good to be fast.
Okay, well, good luck to you, and maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Sounds good. Hope so.
And that was Nolan Hodgson, driver of number 42 for Alex Princeton Racing.
With that stream with Nolan Hodgson, you know, you saw it on the stream here, going to battle with Trading Paints tonight as well. It looks like everything is working against us here at JCTV. But no surprise there, you know, what kind of racing league would it be if we didn't have our technical issues? So as you can see, it looks like 2 trucks struggling to load in here, including that 42. That is Nolan Hodgson, I believe, back there. Couldn't tell you who that other gentleman is that's struggling to have a paint scheme showing up for them. So we keep fighting on. We keep trying our best to see if we can get him to load in here. But Trading Paints does not like that driver of the 42 right now.
Well, real quick to go back to the point situation, guys. Talking about speed charts also, 56 of Mason Lowry is 20th in the point standings. A win tonight completely throws everything upside down because he knocks Nolan Hodgson unofficially out, of course, knocks the last guy in, and he is the last man who could win and get in the playoffs tonight. 20th, that's the last position. he's had a lot of speed. We talked to Craig Fry a little bit earlier before the broadcast, and he said that while he has had speed almost every week, he's shown up, but he just hasn't been able to put the race together. Hopefully he can do it tonight to have a wild upset finish, guys. We saw it last weekend with Dale Ligas. He just scored the win when he needed to most.
Yeah, and speaking of Dale Ligas, not going to attend tonight's race. He races in real life, had a bit of a scary accident, but he came out okay, so very glad to have heard that and excited to see him back here in a couple weeks' time when these playoffs open up. So seeing more of these guys making laps, and more of these guys do not want to show up in training paints. Might have to see about resetting training paints itself here too. See if we can do anything we can, because it looks like we got 3 trucks showing up as just solid white. That's Alonso Chicano right there, number 25. That in the pits news, Chevy Silverado to battle with Eric Weinland, who is outside.
That is a couple of drivers that are very, very fast anywhere you put them, and very, very talented. You know, Alonso Chicano and Eric Weinland. Good to see Eric Weinland out there.
And looking back as well, Jeffrey Armistead, he is a must-win driver as well. You know, coming into this race, he had a small sliver of hope that he could try to make the field. But it would have involved Weinland not showing up and a couple other things happening to go his way, but now he has to win it. There's no other way for him to make these playoffs. So we'll have to see what this 20 truck can do. He's shown some speed at times, but it'll be interesting to see how he can do here at Pocono. There's the 66, that's Oscar Enriquez. Driving for SBLD, looks like he completed a mock qualifying run, decided to take a little spin to finish it off there. And we'll look and see, still having issues with that driver, the 42. Man, he does not want to show up tonight. There we go. That's
Well,
part of the problem.
Speaking of SBOD and Oscar Enriquez, he's one of those guys who need a win tonight to make the playoffs inside that bubble range there. And Bennett currently 5th on the speed chart. He's also one of those drivers, and SBOD's had a pretty solid week of the last couple of nights.
Yeah, they had a really good run going for them last week at New Hampshire and a solid placing finish. And then we saw as well on Saturday night's league racing at the end of Pits News Truck Series here on JCTV. We saw Dalton Kelly finally get his first career win in the league, so congrats to him yet again. And then you see behind him there's the 41 of Michael Kruger. Those two in battle along with a couple other drivers in this league. So it'll be interesting to see how that championship battle shakes out between them. But tonight we're racing in Pocono for the Mardon 150. Of course, presented by Mardon PCs. You want a fast, good, reliable computer. Hit up Brian Haynes, MardonTech.com. Great place to get a computer. And of course, you know, all this running right here is running on a Mardon PC. So a big shout out to Brian Haynes for everything he does for this league. And you see there, as Dalton Kelly goes for a spin there on the exit 1.
A good thing for Dalton Kelly is this his practice, so his damage gets to be fixed right away and doesn't have to worry about damage to start the race.
Okay. We're going to keep playing the whiteout game here to see if we can get these paint schemes to load. They will load, then they won't load, then they will load, then they won't load. It's kind of bouncing around back and forth. Looks like Kyle Reuter's now. There we go. That should be everybody. It took a duel with trading paints to see it. You see Brett Bennett spinning into pit lane. It just took battle with everything to see it happen. But now Just 5 minutes to go till we get ready to get qualifying going. Mason Lowry has the fastest lap. Kyle Reuter second. Carl Felber in third. Nolan Hodgson fourth. And Brett Bennett is fifth fastest. What do you say we look at some of these guys and see how we're running? Who would you take in this race here tonight, Josh?
Oh, man. It's a tough one. But you know what? We've been talking about him pretty much all night. I think Nolan Hodgson is going to get it done. He's got pressure to go out there. I think if he's able to put that pressure beside him, focus, hey, this is the race. I need to go out there and perform my best. Nolan, he's a fast driver. He knows what it takes to run up front. I think he gets that win tonight and secures the spot in the playoffs.
I'll go with the number 9 Mountain PC truck of Kyle Reuter. He's always been fast at every track we go to, it seems like, and he's right there outside, and he needs just to get that victory for the first time this season. And we all know he's a very solid and experienced driver with many, many wins, but he just needs to get this one this year, and it's going to be a tall task tonight. But we see second on the speed chart, so he's got the truck to do it hopefully tonight.
And, you know, looking at this leaderboard, looking to see who's up front, who's bouncing around, I'm going to go with a bit of a long shot pick. I'm going to go out on a limb. I am going to say that we will see Alonso Chicano in the 25 in victory lane here tonight. That 25, he's usually really good in these races, and I think we're going to see Alonso Chicano find victory lane tonight here at Pocono. So just three.
I was going to say, I think all three of our picks are very solid picks. Kyle Reuter, of course, he's no stranger to winning on JCTV. Neither is Alonso Chicano. Both guys, I feel like, are guys that will contend for the win. Nolan Hodgson, still looking for that win, but all three of us have got some pretty good picks.
As we see there, 2.5 minutes left in this practice session, and to see the full scope of the field, everybody is out there trying to get their final laps in. You see an overlook of this track yet again. So right now we're watching, that's the 17 of Craig Fryer, trying to make another couple laps here, trying to push to get high up from 7th and bump up that fastest time. Looks like he's not going to do so. He's in the wall right there on the exit. That's not going to do it for him.
I think that's something we're going to see a lot in qualifying, guys. Just everyone pushing the limits and getting the wall off turn 3.
Trying to get to Nolan Hodgson. There we go. Driver the 42, you see him coming out of turn 1. Down that long pond straightaway right there. If a driver's currently out, they'll be able to get done their next 2 laps. Usually about a 54-second encounter here at Pocono, so they should be able to get at least one, if not a second one, done here before the time expires.
See the 42 pushed really wide there, but he was able to maintain that out of that retaining wall, and he's going to be able to get a pretty solid lap in there. Not able to improve though, of course, though. See one truck spinning. That's Cameron Stone doing the same thing, sliding off turn 4 and spinning right into the pit lane pretty much.
And that's not going to enable him to complete a lap. But looking back here, it looks like Oscar Enriquez, Dalton Kelly. I believe that back there is the 83 of Adam Benefiel, turning some laps here as well, as we've got just 45 seconds to go here in the practice. See Matthew Stotts jumping up to the 10th position.
His opening lap of the night, too.
Yeah, opening lap, and he's able to get it up to P10. A great run there for the 43, a great practice lap there. See Oscar Enriquez coming through the tunnel turn, falling behind him. It's the 45 of Dalton Kelly. They'll be able to complete this last lap, and I believe they got a guy trailing behind him. That's the 83, Adam Benefiel. in that filter time Chevy Silverado. First strike for Team Conti. He'll definitely be one to watch here as this race goes on. You see him almost slide through the corner. Gets the wall there. That's not going to count for a lap. So Bennett unable to complete a lap. Looks like Enriquez and Kelly were unable to improve on their best lap times. As you see flying by right there, I believe that was the 43 of Matthew Stotts. But that will end the practice. Kyle Lowry. Mason Lowry. Kyle Lowry plays basketball. Mason Lowry at the top of the leaderboards there at practice. Kyle Reuter second. And that's going to be big for this field here, especially for those guys that, are on that cut line. It's going to be interesting to watch because the top two in practice were two that were on the outside looking in. So here comes Kyle Reuter. He's the first driver out, going to make their first laps here at Pocono. Looks like Alonso Chicano, Cameron Stone, Oscar Enriquez, and Craig Fryer are also out making laps as well.
So here is where, you're done with practice, pressure starts to sit in because it's qualifying. You want the best qualifying position you can get. The restarts are going to be wild, and then after that, things might get a little bit strung out. It'll be hard to try to get something done to pass somebody.
And we'll see coming up for the warm-up lap here. As Reuter crosses the line, he will be the first to start getting ready to set a lap time down. Heading down for turn 1.
Well, guys, as drivers, I'm curious, as Reuter goes into turn 2 here, the tunnel turn, how terrifying is this to go into in the qualifying lap? Because it's interesting, in this truck package here in qualifying trim.
Well, you see, the thing about that is it is a very much, it's a turn that'll get you if you're not careful with it. The tunnel turn is one you can kind of play with, and get some speed out of, but you've got to be really careful pushing that limit, because if you push too hard, you're getting that wall in the exit at 2. So you've really got to be careful with that run you make off the corner. As we see Kyle Reuter goes to P1 on the board, the first one to complete a lap here. But that's the thing, that turn 2, it can be deadly, because if you take it lightly or you try to go through it and you end up, pushing harder than you should be, you're going to put yourself in the wall, and you're not going to be able to recover from it there. So Nolan Hodgson up to P2, Brett Bennett P3. As we continue to follow.
There's also been a debate for regular, the actual NASCAR Truck Series drivers as to how they can attack turn 2. Some say you can go wide open through turn 2, the tunnel turn. Others say that you can't. So I think for some of these drivers with the setups that they have, turn 2, they might be able to just hold it flat out, not even lift.
Well, we saw there, Kyle Reuter was not able to complete his third lap around. He blew his motor. There's Craig Fryer. He was able to take the pole position away. Looks like Felver, his teammate, is currently out going through turn 3. You see him somewhat sideways there, coming around. This time by, he will complete his second lap. He's on his second lap, excuse me. Not a very good first lap for this 15 of Carl Felver. Logan Slavowski up to P4. Oscar Enriquez takes that spot right back. And Matthew Stotts to P5. And Rich Petrucco now, your pole sitter. Alonso Chicano P3. Lowry Enriquez make up the top 5 as we see the 15 of Carl Felver going through tunnel turn there. Pushing hard through it, trying to get that lap time down. Try to get him the pole. Looks like Michael Kruger out as well still. Turning his second lap. Matthew Stotts as well. Logan Slavowski is retired from that second attempt, it looks like. But coming off of turn 3, looks like Michael Kruger got the wall in his qualifying lap. And Carl Felber is going to bring it home P2. So as he is able to do so, you see Matthew Stotts coming through 3 for his second qualifying lap. Looks like this time by, he's going to put down a slightly faster lap, a 54.641. That's good to net him P4 on this qualifying run. Michael Kruger, of course, hit the wall on the exit of the tunnel turn. It's going to end his qualifying run. He sits P8 right now. Here comes Jeffrey Armistead, Eric Weinland, and Dalton Kelly. They are now out on track. They have yet set a lap time. They are going to try to push for the pole position.
Armistead almost caught the wall there off turn 2. You mentioned it. Got very close to brushing it there exiting the tunnel turn.
Definitely pushing hard. Every one of these drivers trying to get the fastest lap time they can. You see Jeffrey Armistead coming around and start his first lap at 54.980. Excuse me. But with that wall contact on the exit of turn 2, the tunnel turn, that's going to cost him.
Eric Weinland goes to 6th on the board so far after completing his first lap. Eric Weinland, a 54.83.
See him go through the tunnel turn there, carries a good amount of speed, going down to 3 and 4. Going down to turn 3, excuse me. There is no turn 4 here. As Jeffrey Armistead will complete his second lap, that should have netted him a time, but it's a 55.0. That's going to put him out back. As Eric Weinland comes to the line here this time, does he improve his lap time? He does. He moves up to P5, passing Alonso Chicano. It looks like the only truck on track right now, the 45, Dalton Kelly coming through to complete his lap here. A 54.917. That's good for 9th on the leaderboard for the 45 truck. And so far, 2 trucks have not yet made an attempt. I'm not sure. It looks like one has not made an attempt. The other one has made an attempt and was unable to set down a successful lap. That being the driver of the 57, Cameron Stone. It looks like he has set his laps, but just no legal laps, as he might have had some incidents coming through the corners, because it's showing he's gunned 3 laps, but obviously no time set. Adam Benefield has not made a lap yet, so unsure if we will see the driver of the 83 make his way out onto the racing surface for this qualifying here at Pocono.
Yeah, the last few races, of course, I was absent last week as I was on vacation, so I'm not sure about last week, but the weeks beforehand, Adam Benefield did not elect to take a qualifying lap, start in the back, and work his way on up to the front. I believe it's just kind of one of his strategies is just kind of start in the back, see what his truck feels like in traffic, and see if he can work up to get to the front by the end of the race. So I expect him to fully do that same strategy tonight, and I'm not surprised to see no qualifying attempt out of him.
And the thing with Adam is, he doesn't have to worry about qualifying because he doesn't have to worry about points. He doesn't have to worry about stage points. He is not vying for the championship. He's here to race for wins, and that's all he's here for. So with him, all he's got to do is just show up, go from the back to the front, and just, show everybody how good he is. And that's the thing, too, that gives him time to be able to work on his truck as the run goes on and, tinker around with it to get things set the way he wants it to be set. That way, he will be able to try to go out and win this race. So obviously, Pocono grids on pit road, but we will show you the starting grid here presented by Mordon PCs. Starting row 1, you find Rich Petrucco and Carl Felver, and then it's Craig Fryer and Matthew Stotts making up row 2.
Row 3 is going to have Eric Weinland and Alonso Chicano, Mason Lowry and Oscar Enriquez starting in 7th and 8th.
Dalton Kelly's going to start inside row 5 with Michael Kruger starting from the 10th position tonight from Pocono. And Logan Slavowski starts in 11th in the 23 truck alongside Nolan Hodgson.
Then back there in row 7, it's Jeffrey Armistead and Brett Bennett. A couple of SPLD trucks did not get a qualifying run they wanted. Kyle Reuter and Cameron Stone make up row 8. And then out back, Adam Benefield starting in dead last. 17th place is where he will roll off tonight. And, we talked about it. He was P2 in practice. And he's starting 15th here. Kyle Reuter's going to have a tall task ahead of him if he wants to make these playoffs. You see the field rolling off. There is the 9 truck just back there. He's starting 15th. We're going to keep our eyes on him as well as some of those other drivers battling for a win here. The only driver right now that is locked in without a win is the 17 of Craig Fryer. Or no, it's the 15, 17, one or the other. They are both locked in the playoffs, so not to worry for either of them. 15 of Carl Felver. Without a win thus far this season, he has locked in on points.
One thing that surprises me here is the fact that Kyle Reuter was the slowest out of the drivers that did qualify. Of course, we saw Reuter so fast in the practice session. So, once again, talking about pressure, talking about trying to perform with this being the last race of the regular season. Kyle Reuter starting in the back. He's got a lot of ground to make up in this race.
Yeah, and Dalton Kelly having a good qualifying run. Hodgson is also in 12th. They're not too far apart from each other. Dalton Kelly has a bit of a gap over Hodgson for what would be the final spot if we get a new winner. So he doesn't have too much to worry about. But coming up to the front straightaway here, pace car is going to make the left turn onto pit road. 60 laps here at Pocono. Rich Petrucco, Carl Felver, they are going to lead us to the green flag. We are racing here at Pocono. And wheel spin! Contact made, a lot of contact! A lot of slow trucks. Somebody did not get going here. And you see a massive stack up as Carl Felver takes the race lead damage to, I believe, the 17 of Craig Fryer. And Mason Larry, I believe, got some damage as well.
Wow, Josh, that was a pretty messy start to begin with. A lot of guys on the back of the outside row were scrambling to even get to the grid, and you saw one truck, obviously, they're not going, and you see the result of this.
Let's see if we can...
I think, because Rich Petrucco, he was the controlled truck, and I'm wondering if he had some issues maybe being in a gear, or his truck just didn't get going or something. These drivers, they start on the green flag, so once everybody saw the green, they knew it was time to go.
Back at the replay, Petrucco slow, wow! A massive stack up, costing the 56. And issues for the 43, he's off the track as well now. Oh, whoa! The 43 got into the pit barrels on the front stretch.
On the opening lap, and we stayed green.
Oh, trying to chase it there, got a little loose to just the worst place you could spin and get stuck. No caution, obviously, for the driver of the 43, but a pit road stay is in line for him.
We got a battle for the second position between the 42, Nolan Hodgson, trying to pass the number 66, Oscar Enriquez. Nolan, of course, started in 12th place. He's already in P3 just a couple of laps into this race. And it was all because of that crazy start to start this race. So here, Nolan, he's strapped in behind Oscar Enriquez, trying to follow him, get the draft, and now looking to make a move going into turn 1.
Gosh, he absolutely made get up front, like you mentioned. I watched him, and I believe it was Alonso Chicano, just completely sliced through the field after almost not even making the grid on the front straightaway. And Chicano's unfortunately been overtaken back to a few of those positions, but Hodgson taking advantage of it, racing for P2.
And who he's racing for P2 as well. Oscar Enriquez now finds himself in the second spot. A great start to the race for the 66 truck, but out front, it's the 15 of Carl Felver. He is leading the charge here early on. And you see the 83 of Adam Bennett got close to the wall right there, chasing it down the track or maybe trying to make a move, but he'll drop back to that 12th, now 13th position behind Michael Kruger and Rich Petrucco. So definitely some battles all throughout this field here, as everybody's going for every spot they can get.
Right, short stages tonight, so we've only got 11 laps to the end of the stage.
Yeah,
and these guys are going to be racing very hard for these stage points in the top 10.
Yeah, stages are short. The race isn't that long either. Just 60 laps here at Pocono. It'll go by quick. As you see everybody coming through the tunnel turn there, carrying as much speed as they can muster. Right now, that 2-truck breakaway is now becoming a 4-truck, maybe even 7-truck battle. As Oscar Enriquez has Nolan Hodgson, now Brett Bennett and Cameron Stone behind him. And then there's the 23 of Logan Slavowski. And you see, ooh, Michael Kruger got a little loose there on the exit of turn 3, and the move being made. Nolan Hodgson peeking to the inside of Oscar Enriquez. Looks like he's going to take that second spot.
Nolan Hodgson was trying really hard. He almost was able to make the move happen in turn 2 last time by, but stayed patient.
Oh, Brett Bennett gets squirrely. That sends the 57 and the 23 scaling away, trying to make sure they didn't hit him, and Brett Bennett's going to drop a couple more spots now. He's dropping all the way back to 9th, battling with Alonso Chicano. Just a lot of back and forth action, but up front, it's smooth sailings for the 15 of Carl Felver. He leads the way with Nolan Hodgson, Oscar Enriquez, the top 3.
A couple laps ago, Mason Lowry, pitted his 56 truck. After sustaining that damage on the opening lap, he was gone down a lap though from pitting. He's gonna hope for that lucky dog position. He's in a great position for that to happen, obviously.
And the only truck one lap down right now is the 56 of Mason Lowry, but the issue is all that front end damage he sustained from that start of the race. That's not going to help the truck at all. And you know, with all that damage he's got, it may very well just spell the end of this race and the end of the championship hunt for the driver of the 56, Mason Lowry.
Big long shot to begin with tonight, but he was probably still sure in his heart he had a shot tonight, and with the speed he's had in practice, it sure looked like it, guys.
Oscar Enriquez under fire. The 57 of Cameron Stone making his way back to the front here as he comes to the inside of the 66 truck. Side by side on the exit of 3. There's the 21 of Eric Weinland as well. He was trying to make a move. He'll tuck back in line. I believe that's the 45 of Dalton Kelly back there behind him. You see the battle continue to heat up here.
Just ahead of him, the 23 of Logan Slavowski, who was another one of those beneficiaries of that big stack on the east of the back half of this grid in the teens region, and he's running up into third now after getting around that 66 truck as they continue to fight really hard for this P4 battle.
Dalton Kelly under pressure from the 21, Eric Weinland. Kelly looked like he was getting really squirrely there for a moment.
Brett Bennett behind Weinland. He wants to make the move. See the 21 trying to go to the inside. Alonso Chicano trying to follow behind him. They're both trying to make moves if they can. Unable to do so now. Brett Bennett to the inside of the 21 of Eric Weinland. And he's
trying to block that.
All along the brakes for that 47 to make sure he didn't wash up into the 21.
Bennett really drove in there and attacked in turn 3, and then Weinland was really defensive on the front straightaway and going into turn 1.
Brett Bennett, 47 truck. See him coming through the tunnel turn here. 66 going wide, the 45 and the 21 to the inside. Here comes Brett Bennett as well. He's trying to make a move to the inside of the 66. And now he'll see the 21 of Eric Weinland set sail underneath his teammate Dalton Kelly. Trying to make that move stick. That is for what would be the 5th position.
Kelly doing a great job at holding on to that outside. Eric Weinland, I think, has the advantage of being on the bottom going into turn 1.
Let's just join this party up here now in 10th. Kyle Reuter's right there in the mix of this here, trying to get some stage points if he can. It's not going to be enough for him, but even just trying to make any kind of moves towards that front, see if he can maybe catch a break and get a battle win. See Dalton Kelly and Eric Weinland contact a little bit made there on the exit of the tunnel turn. 21 drifted up to the 45 just a little bit. He's trying to pinch him into the entrance of 3. See that 45 truck moving out of wide. Eric Weinland is going to try to clear. Here comes the crossover attempt from Kelly. He's going to slide and save it there. Sideways for that 45, but he kept it straight, and he's able to continue on, only losing the spot to Weinland now, back to 6th.
This is some crazy pack racing, if you will. Here at Pocono, we've seen that it is hard to pass, but these drivers, they're really using the draft to...
Spinning in the back! Rich Petrucco's around into the inside wall. Caution's going to fly for the first time here tonight. The pole sitter had the issue on the start with the 17 and the 56, and now he will cause the first caution of the evening. Slide for the 27 is going to do him in there. We'll see if we can't look back and see what happened. There he's in the process of wrecking. We'll see if we can get it. It's on the exit of 1. Looks like a big, too big of a push from that 83 of Adam Bennett. Those two work pretty well together. So I wonder if that was just a matter of just bad push coming around. See if we can't get a better look at it here. See, there they are back in the back, coming through the corner. Right there, you see 47 gets squirrely. Just looks like he was able to keep it pretty decently off the wall from the front end, at least. So able to recover and keep it clean. So the thing I'm looking at here, we've got 5 laps to go to the stage.
Yeah, and I didn't mention it, but I was watching these top 3, Felver, Hodgson, and Slavoski, and those two of Hodgson and Slavoski, they were catching Carl Felver, but Logan Slavoski was just a little bit faster than Nolan Hodgson was as well. So I think it was going to be pretty close to the stage end. Obviously, now we are under caution. These guys, I think they're going to get an opportunity to go back green before the stage ends, but wow, a lot of drivers coming down. Nope, some faking.
Split decisions, the 42 of Nolan Hodgson staying out, the top 7 not pitting here on lap number 12.
I believe they have 4 sets of tires in the laying in the pits, Josh, correct?
I do believe that is correct.
And so we're going to assume these guys who stayed out, these 7 trucks, are going to take that first set of tires, not the stage break, of course. So it's going to be split decision here, trying to get these stage points. It's going to be interesting to see if Carl Felver, though, someone who is locked in on points, but it looked like he was going to go on his way for the playoff points. If he wants to drive through the field and try and get that playoff point again on these fresh tires.
The 8th truck, the 23 of Logan Slavoski, 8th place. He was the first off pit road. So, Looks like Nolan Hodgson is going to lead us here. He stays out. He will lead us to green. We come back. We're going to go first break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the action.
Oh, look at Kyle Busch out there.
Yeah, he is all over the track.
I mean, what has gotten into him today?
Oh, that cannot be good.
Oh, unbelievable.
Whoa, look out.
Wait a minute. Is Kyle in reverse?
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Okay, that is bad driving.
Oh, this is not like Kyle at all.
Are we winning?
I thought you were looking.
M&M's makes race day more fun.
What is Kyle thinking?
When you drive, even a 2-second distraction can be the difference between safety and serious injury. Imagine if I let that happen on the track. Hey, it doesn't look any smarter when you do it. 2 seconds is all it takes. Get the point? Drive like your life depends on it. Go to AAA.com/safety matters today to learn how to be a distraction-free driver.
As we see the field, double file, ready to go. Nolan Hodgson, Cameron Stone. Then it's Eric Weinland, Dalton Kelly, Alonso Chicano, Oscar Enriquez, Michael Kruger, Logan Slavowski, and then Carl Felber and Brett Bennett. That's your top 10. As we get ready to go green, we're going to have a 2-lap shootout to determine the stage.
For Nolan Hodgson, this is going to be interesting. He's really got to defend. He knows he's got a lot of fast drivers right behind him.
And the big thing.
Well, if you're on new tires, do you go for the stage winner or do you save them for the restart for stage 2?
I think you save them for the restart of stage 2. This track is so long. Stages are maybe short, but want all the grip you could have.
Pace truck pulls off, heading for pit road. Hodgson leads a green flag. He's out. 2 laps to go for stage 1. Great jump by the inside line. You see Cameron Stone, Dalton Kelly stacked up. It's going to be big. Hodgson needs the extra points of 45 with Dalton Kelly if he can get them, because right now Hodgson is down 15 points to Kelly coming into this race.
And Dalton Kelly actually had a great restart going to the outside. We got a battle for the lead side by side going into the tunnel turn.
Weinland to the inside of Hodgson. Chicano is there as well. Kelly's trying to defend.
They are still side by side, but it looks like Weinland's going to be able to clear Hodgson. Now Hodgson, what is he going to do? He stays right on the bumper of the 21, Eric Weinland. Now, pressure from Alonso Chicano. They're going to fan out 3 wide down the front stretch for the lead.
Alonso Chicano wants this stage win more than anything because he knows he can try to keep that 32 at bay, and he can try to keep the 21 from getting more playoff points. You know, anything he can do to beat these two to the line here, that's what he wants to do. As you see him battling, still 3 wide out of turn 1.
You do not want to be 3 wide going into the tunnel turn. 2 wide is sketchy enough, and it looks like Chicano is finally going to back out of it. Nolan Hodgson on the bottom. Eric Weinland to the outside.
15 of
Carl
course,
Felber. Yeah, he's on the 8th.
Oh, Hodgson! Chicano got the wall
Chicano's
there.
in the wall.
Weinland now to the point. Hodgson second. Cameron Stone to the inside. You see them all battling. Everybody spot as much as they can before the line. Coming to it though. The 25, the 15 on the wall. The 23 is spinning. Caution! Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That will end stage 1, and it ends in sparks for Logan Slavowski. Let's take a look what happened. You see the 25, the 15 hit the wall. That hits the 23. He catches the pit barrels, and oh my goodness.
Talk about everyone putting it on the line in turn 3 in qualifying. Everyone did it right there for the end of the stage. Carl Felber, like you guys mentioned, caught the wall, and holy cow, what a ride for Logan Slavowski. Wow, barely got the barrel.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh.
On the other end of that, welcome back, Eric Weinland. Eric Weinland taking the stage win in his number 21 machine.
Big gain. Nolan Hodgson P2. Dalton Kelly was only P7, so he's got 5 points. Makes it a 10-point gap. Kyle Reuter was able to score a stage point, but his points positions right now really don't matter too much. He's got to fight hard to get the win. So 10th place in the stage really doesn't mean too much for him. He wants to go out and go with the Raceway.
Pit lane should be open for the drivers that didn't come down under that last caution, and a bunch of drivers coming down now.
You're going to see some guys that also were down pit road last time. They're coming down again. I think the 15 of Carl Felber is one of them. He's going to get some damage repaired. That's going to cycle 2 trucks up to the front here. The 9 of Kyle Reuter, and I believe that is the 66 of Oscar Enriquez staying out as well, or is that?
I believe that's going to be Rich Petrucco, actually.
Oh. Indeed it is. Petrucco and Reuter stay out. So we go to try to watch this battle on pit lane. You see the 47 is pulling off right there. Brett Bennett is going to be P3 coming off pit road first, and it's Weinland, Hodgson, and Stone side by side. There's Dalton Kelly, Michael Kruger, 625 Alonso Chicano, the 56 of Mason Lowry. Here's Adam Benefield right there. There's Oscar Enriquez in the 66, and the 15 of Carl Felber. Going to have an extended stay on pit road here. Looks like some pretty good damage for the 15, perhaps, with that incident.
It was an 8-second stop for that number 47 machine, Brett Bennett. So looks like 2 tires for Brett Bennett and 4 tires for everybody else behind. 8 seconds, all it took for his crew, put on 2 tires.
And looking at it, he was on pit road that previous stop as well. So I'm wondering, did he try to go 2 tires the first time and 2 tires this time? Or is that just a straight up, he swapped 4 tires last time, he's going to swap 2 tires this time? We'll have to see, but he might have some pretty good left side tires with those fresh right side tires to go push for this race lead here.
Well, guys, back to the stage winner, Eric Weinland. Mentioned welcome back for him. That's going to be his 6th stage win, I believe, on the season for him. So it's going to be crucial 11th playoff point for him, because that's very, very big, because Cameron Stone kind of has a huge, massive lead in terms of that, and Zach Rinker. Both have huge leads over everyone else in terms of playoff points, and then everyone else is going to be in a hornet's nest. So every point counts now before we start the playoffs, obviously, in 2 weeks' time. So you see a couple trucks pitting on the second lap under yellow.
Well, we still got a full-length racetrack to go. Let's see if we can pull in our stage winner really quick, Eric Weinland. Hey, Eric, this is Dawson in the booth. I copy?
Yes, sir, Dawson. I got you.
Alrighty, well, welcome back to the league. It's been a while since we've seen you, but didn't take long to make an impact. Stage 1 win. How does that feel knowing you got some extra points heading for points?
Yeah, big to get that playoff point there for winning the stage. A little bit of a mental health hiatus, and finally had the time and the opportunity to get back here just before the playoffs. Wanted to get myself back to doing this thing, and it worked out pretty well there. I was hoping enough guys stayed out, and enough did, and then it was all about commitment through turn 2 on that last lap on the outside.
And they stacked up behind you there. You were able to get out in front of it and win that stage. You think the rest of the race is going to kind of feel that way, just kind of trying to stay away from the madness behind you?
You'll see the same thing here in stage 2, but I think stage 3 will be pretty different, Dawson.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back up there. Get ready to go green this time by. Good luck for the rest of this race. Might talk to you later.
10-4, appreciate it, guys.
That, of course, was Eric Weinland, driver of the 21 truck. Always a pleasure talking to him. And so we'll see the front row. Kyle Reuter, Richard Trucco, they stayed out. But I believe they've got lap old tires, not too bad. Then Brett Bennett, Eric Weinland, Nolan Hodgson in the top 5 as they come through turn 3, heading for the Geico restart zone. The 9 truck controlling. So we'll see him catch the green flag. We're back underway here at
Big jump for that 9 truck. He's going to be able to clear. Oh! Eric Weinland got hooked there on the front straightaway. He's going to be able to lead that inside lane of Brett Bennett. He's going to fan out with Mr. Truco.
You see the 21 drifting up a little bit, almost got the 47 there, but they're still battling side by side. Cameron Stone a little sideways on the exit of turn 1. He was able to maintain it, wrangle it back in as we see him heading down to the tunnel turn. Look at them rumble down in here.
Eric Weinland was able to get to the outside of the 27, Rich Patrico, right on the exit of turn 2, and Weinland really making those tires useful here as he's now driving to the outside, take the lead away from Kyle Ritter.
Alonso Giacano and Dalton Kelly both sliding off of turn 3, going down a little bit lower than everybody else. Able to wrangle it back in, keep it straight. Kyle Ruder maintaining the race lead to the inside. Coming into turn 1, though, Eric Weinland's going to try to get the run to the outside. He will clear. Eric Weinland back out front here at Pocono.
What a move by Eric Weinland.
See him already have a long time straight away. Going towards the tunnel turn. Got truck length now, 3 truck lengths over Kyle Ruder going through turn 2. As they get squirrely there, that's Cameron Stone and
struggling on these tires here. He is fighting the handling of this 27 truck. Of course, he had that incident earlier in the race. Lap 1, and then also a little bit later on, spinning into the inside wall in the back straightaway. So, been a rough start to this race so far. Up front, we see Eric Weinland starting to try to gap the field here, running away from Kyle Ruder.
Either Cameron Stone pushing Kyle Ruder towards Eric Weinland going to turn 2. Now he's going to dive on the inside in the tunnel turn. Really upset that 57 truck there.
Oh, Ruder in the wall! It's going to allow the 57 to get by. Kyle Ruder got in the wall on the exit of 3 and allowed the 57 to go by without a struggle.
And Adam Bennett got by Nolan Hodgson and Nico for 56 positions easily last time by. He's up to 4th now, and he's going to be running those guys down pretty quickly there. He's already about trunk length and a half behind Kyle Ruder going into turn 2.
Josh, what do you got your eyes on here?
I'm watching the number 42, Nolan Hodgson. He's working his way up after having an interesting restart. Didn't really go in his favor, but right here he's starting to put pressure on that 9 machine of Kyle Ritter, who is just keeps dropping positions.
But he works on the truck throughout the runs, and he's able to kind of put together what he likes, what he feels is best, and that's where he gets those runs, get through the field, up to 3rd now, as he has his sights set now on the 57th. Cameron Stone for 2nd.
And right behind him, of course, Nolan Hodgson side by side with Kyle Ritter, and Hodgson looks like easily going to get by that 9 truck, and now for Hodgson, we'll see it's 4 now. And try to work his way back up to the front where he's been running for most of the race so far.
Plenty of action to go here, but don't go away. We're going to take you on a quick side-by-side break.
Joey, I don't
Science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know
Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, Hotshot. Meter's running.
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor.
Except a bigger Mahindra tractor.
Pound for pound, this one's still tougher. Tough. Tougher. Tough. Tougher.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
As you saw in nonstop, the battle for the lead is slowly closing in. Weinland has been chased down by the 57 of Cameron Stone and the 83 of Adam Bennett.
Cameron Stone, of course, starting off the season with a bang, or 3 bangs rather, winning the first 3 races of the season. Adam Benefield, of course, fast everywhere he goes, competes for the win. Eric Weinland, also another guy who any time you put him on track, he's always up there. These 3 drivers, they are bound to have a very close stage finish here. We're only a few laps away from stage 2 coming to a conclusion.
So impressive to see that 83 truck. Adam Benefield is able to hook just such a lower line compared to these other 2 trucks he's racing, especially right through here in the tunnel turn and in turn 3. It's really noticeable as he gets a little loose on exit there going over the tunnel, but he's been able to chase these guys down after, like you guys mentioned, starting rear of the field.
He's been pushing to get in front here. And you saw in the non-stop break, Nolan Hodgson got the wall in the exit of tunnel turn, a pretty heavy hit that put him way back in 7th. You see Dalton Kelly battling now Kyle Reuter for the 4th spot, and that's really going to hurt Hodgson's chances at trying to point his way past Dalton Kelly if there is to be a new winner. But right now, I think he's kind of happy with the way things are going. The top 4 right now are solidly in or are going to be in the playoffs if this were to end right now. So we're going to have 2 to go this next time by for the stage. Cameron Stone is still all over the back bumper of the driver on Eric Weinland.
Yeah, the damage the 42 truck sustained was pretty significant, but he's going to ride out there and get points. He just lost another spot to Kruger, but riding on board with Eric Weinland right here from the race lead, you see all the trucks just moving around different lanes going through the really wide turn 3.
Chase trying to get up there, see if he can't make a move. Got to go for that position that he wants to get so desperately here. He wants to go for that lead and go for that stage win. You see Alonso Chicano has taken the 5th spot from Dalton Kelly. He is now over the back bumper of Kyle Reuter. Those 3 now, nose to tail.
I believe Nolan Hodgson is really hoping that Pocono and Dalton Kelly are able to get around that 9 machine of Kyle Reuter. But here we come. Coming to take 1 lap left in the stage.
Weinland blinked out there for a second. That's Cameron Stone and Bennett pushing each other down the front stretch, trying to get back up to that 21 so they can contend for this stage win. Turn 1 at 57-83, not yet close enough to be in striking distance, but they are pushing hard. 83 all over the back bumper of the 57, but they're not closing in enough, I don't think. I think they're about to run out of time here as Eric Weinland leads them into the turn.
Still so much pressure for that second position. Cameron Stone able to hold off Adam Benefield so far off turn 3.
Stage 2, sweeping the stages, Eric Weinland, he's able to do it. As you see the rest of the field coming through here, the final spot looks like it's going to go to the 17 of Craig Fryer. He will take the final spot in stage number 2. So that'll do it. We're halfway home. Eric Weinland able to sweep the stages. Catch up to the field. Looks like, looking through this list here, Dalton Kelly finished 6th, Hodgson finished 8th, so not what that 42 needed, especially with only 14 trucks running, so it'll be close. Looks like Mason Lowry retired at some point early on as well, so that ends his chances for a run in the playoffs. So not too many wild cards in play right now that can steal a playoff spot from that 42 of Nolan Hodgson. Kyle Reuter currently in the 5th position. He is the first up there. Then I believe the next one would be down to Brett Bennett in 9th. Jeffrey Armistead in 11th. And then also Oscar Enriquez in 14th. Those are the only trucks that have a chance to steal this playoff spot from him. So he's not fully locked in yet. He's still got a bit of ways to go. What do you say we dial up the driver of the 42 and talk to him, Josh?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Hey, Nolan, it's the boys up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, you had strong stage 1. A little bit of issues there in stage 2. You got some right side damage, but currently P8. Race is halfway. How's the pressure feeling in those butterflies?
Well, seeing the speed that I think it's Cameron Stone, Weinland, and Benefield all have, it definitely gives me a little confidence here, because I feel like my truck is pretty much screwed over for the rest of the race because of my idiocy. And seeing that they're able to pull away pretty good from Kyle, shows me that it'll be pretty hard for him to win this race, and that's what he's required to do in order to pass me in points. So, yeah.
What happened there? Getting the truck into the walls, have a little bit of contact.
Straight up, just misjudging the corner. Through that corner, in these trucks, you have to pretty much go full throttle the entire time. And I just misjudged it, hit the apron just the tiniest bit, got my truck loose, and then all of a sudden, I'm at the wall. So, short story. Need to be better.
Well, I wish you best of luck for the rest of the race, and maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Yeah, I hope so.
That was the driver of the 42, Nolan Hodgson.
As he makes an extended stay on pit road, getting some of that damage repaired. Of course, as he mentioned, Just got a little too hot into the tunnel turn, takes the tunnel turn, and put himself on the wall. But not too much to worry about right now. Like we said, you know, Weinland, Stone, Bennett kind of running away from Reuter. But of course they were running away because Reuter was on older tires. So, you know, if you could factor that in to that, that might be a reason why. But we'll see. So Weinland, Stone, Benefield, Kelly, Chicano, the top 5 off of pit road. Looks like Reuter spent a little extra time to get some of that damage repaired. So on your bubble watch right now, Oscar Enriquez, the highest driver that can win and knock the 42 out, is 10th. And then it's Bennett, Reuter, and Armstead all right there from 10th through 13th. Those are the guys that 42 is going to have to worry about as this race goes on. So the 1 to green this time by. Looks like the 21 of Eric Weinland electing to go up top outside for this restart. To finish the race, this is the final stage of the regular season. Weinland swept the stages. Can he do so in fashion and win the race as well? And be a way to introduce himself back to the field heading into these playoffs, you know, after an absence since May. His last race he ran back in Texas. We'll see how this 21 truck can hold up in this 30-lap stage. Or will we see somebody else in victory lane?
This is going to be a crazy stage, I feel like. Once again, final stage of the regular season.
What's going to be big about it, too, like I said, all those guys that need to win to make the playoffs, they are 10th through 13th. Or actually 10th through 14th, excuse me. Looks like Armstead and Hodgson kind of swapping back and forth between the spot. But I believe Hodgson has scored 14th. Armstead has scored 14th, so 10th and 13th. Those are the guys that are must win to make the playoffs. Everybody else up front right now, either they are already qualified or they are ineligible in the case of the 83 of Adam Benefield, the 41 of Michael Kruger. Pace car pulls off. Hold that flag. The green flag is back out, and back away we go. Stage 3 underway here in Pocono.
Great jump out of that 21, Eric Weinland. Getting to the bottom pretty quickly.
Dalton Kelly to P2. It's around Stone and Pocono. You see Stone kind of off a little bit there. Middle of the corner, able to keep it straight. You see that 21 dropping all the way low, trying to break as much of the draft as he can as Dalton Kelly lays chase.
Pocono was able to look on the inside of Cameron Stone going into the tunnel turn, but thought better of it. See a lot of trucks wobbling on the exit of turn 2, but everyone looks like they kept it out of that wall. See Oscar Enriquez really low down into turn 3 on the inside of Bennett. Both these guys need a win, and they're 10 spots away.
Look like a bobble out of 2. Out of the tunnel turn. If not, maybe a little contact. So that 66,
like
obviously slow off the pace. Down on the apron, up ahead though. Eric Weinland continuing to lead the field here, heading down on the straightaway. Still see some battles happening here.
Really impressed with the run out of Dalton Kelly right now. Running P2. We know he's fast. We know he can win. We saw that in another series here on JCTV. And, you know, the biggest thing that helps boost confidence is to get a win. And, no, it wasn't in this series, but he's still feeling that win. And running right there, not too far away from Eric Weinland.
And that's the thing you mentioned, the confidence boost you get from those wins. You know, it doesn't just translate in that league. It translates over elsewhere. You can win in this league, and it translates over to your next race you run elsewhere. You can win elsewhere, it can push your confidence in the race coming in here. We see it with some guys that do those open split races. They're able to have a really good run, and they feel really good about the race when they come into it. And that's just kind of the thing we see with a lot of these guys. They ride that momentum, ride that wave into these races. They're able to carry through. And I think, Eric Weinland, I was kind of looking around. He did, don't believe he ran too many open races, but I did kind of peter around and see he ran a couple. So I wondered if any of that gave him confidence for this race. There, Brett Bennett trying to get back in line here. He's going to force the issue. He is definitely pushing. He is in 10th place right now. That's not where he needs to be if he wants to make the playoffs.
And of course, tried some interesting strategy for the last stage that we had by taking 2 tires.
Gap for the lead is closed up big. Stone and Kelly are all over the back bumper of Eric Weinland. 21 is just so much better. They're through the tunnel turn, but they're able to reel him in down those 2 long straightaways. So that kind of puts him in that striking distance for the 20, for the 57 and the 45. As you see, the battle now heating up for 4th as well. Adam Bennett feels all over the back bumper of Alonso Chicano.
Lots of great battles going on, but yeah, once again, Dalton Kelly reeling in Eric Weinland on that very long straightaway.
Stone peeking to the inside. Weinland's going to duck down, and that's going to hold up Dalton Kelly because that's not going to allow him to duck down and dive behind the 21 truck as well. So we're going to see that cause the 57 and 45 to swap places. Now Stone will be the chaser, and Kelly will be right behind him on his tail. Heating up, and I bet if he wants to get by the 25 Alonso Chicano, he's going to have to push really hard if he wants to do that, though.
It's crazy that you have a 5-truck breakaway, and then the rest of the trucks are way, way back.
Luke is popping on fire, though, way back for that P6 spot.
Make the move, the thing with this track is if you don't have the run, the perfect run, you have to get off the corner, you don't have enough help, you're not going to be able to make that pass. We've seen that time and time again as this race is going on. Everybody just pushing as hard as they can, trying to do anything they can to get by and make a pass, trying to make it stick. Oh, back in the wall, I believe it's the 42 of Nolan Hodgson again. Hodgson got hot off the exit of 3, got the wall yet again, and that's going to cost him another spot, drop him down to 13. The second to last truck on the lead lap and more damage for the 42.
It's not going his way at all, Nolan Hodgson. He's just won this race to finish. 20 laps to go, still a long way to the conclusion of this race, but Nolan is desperately ready for this thing to end.
And something to point out here, somebody making moves to the field, Kyle Reuter up to 7th now. He is starting to find a rhythm and get going through the field. He's up to P7 after passing P17 of Craig Fryer. So this could play a factor here if this 9 can get back up in the mix of things. This could shake things up and put Hodgson in a worry, but right now, Reuter's still way far back of the race leaders. He finds himself just about 5 seconds back to Eric Weinland now.
After that 17 truck real quick, he's dropped a couple positions, and he has not been able to keep up with Michael Kruger at all, and Kruger's driven almost a second away from him. And now Kyle Reuter's on pace to do the same thing, and he's got Rich Petrucco going to be looking to pass that 17 truck here in a couple laps. So we'll see if that 17 truck comes back to life later in this green flag run. As way up the track goes Kyle Ruder, but he was able to keep it out of that safer barrier just barely.
You mentioned the 17 had damage from that incident on the opening lap with Rich Petrucco and Mason Lowry, so I'm wondering if that might be playing a factor in, you know, him starting to finally drop back a little bit. You see the 27 of Rich Petrucco gets the wall there. It's going to cause everybody to kind of slide back down, get down to the inside, try to get by him here. That'll offer Brett Bennett the 9th spot and maybe even 10th for Jeffrey Armistead. Up front, though, it's still the 21 of Eric Weinland leading the charge. Yet again.
Weinland has had himself.
Stone almost got the wall there. He was drifting off that corner. Sorry to cut you off, Josh.
Eric Weinland has had himself a great night. We're sweeping the stages still out front.
We're starting to see now with a long run this time. It's the longest green flag run we've had, I believe. They're starting to see a little bit of that wear in the trucks as this race goes on. You see Dalton Kelly starting to struggle a little bit as he's now under fire from the 25 Alonso Chicano for that 3rd spot.
I noticed out of turn 3, Kelly got sideways and had to catch it. It wasn't a big slide, but that did allow 25 Alonso Chicano to really catch up, start putting the pressure. Kelly, great job holding off Alonso Chicano, but now it's not just Chicano. He has to hold off. It's Adam Benefield, and now they're going to be 3 wide off turn 2, going into 3.
Dalton Kelly wisely backing out of that situation. Didn't want to be stuck in the middle of that, on the top of that, actually. And you see the 83. Man, it looks like he's about to go sideways, but he is just able to rock that thing down on the bottom. He's going to lose the battle with Dalton Kelly for now, but things are still heating up. Jeffrey Armstead back here able to make the pass for Rich Petrucco.
Yeah, Adam Benefield shipped it so hard into turn 3, he had to change 2 or 3 lanes up the track to make sure he didn't wreck and get it back out of the throttle completely to do that. And when he did, he obviously lost those positions. Still see him all over the place, but he's got to run on Dalton Kelly, peek in there as Alonso Chicano's trying to break the draft back there. That battle for 3rd raging on.
See right there, a couple of issues going into that long straightaway off turn 3. Of course, Kelly having a little bobble, and Benefield having interesting corner entry into 3. How it cost both of them valuable time down that extremely long straightaway, because it's not like they were able to get a very good run off all the way down that straightaway. So pretty much had to wait until turn 1 to be able to reset things.
And while you're talking about all this, the 57 Cameron Stone, he had an issue as well. He's lost about a second for the race leader. So Eric Weinland starting to take off. 15 laps to go, presented by Martin PCs. And you'll see the 25 Alonso Chicano now is battling with Cameron Stone. This is for P2. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We won't step away from the action anymore.
Huge mistake.
Kevin Harvick.
Choose Mobil 1 Synthetic instead. It protects engines better than conventional motor oil.
Really?
Seriously. It keeps engines in excellent condition for over 250,000 miles.
You expect me to believe a paid spokesman?
Well, how about an unpaid spokesman?
Not getting paid for this?
You are.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Woo! Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards.
You saw it all in non-stop, the battle continuing to heat up from second through fifth as Eric Weinland continues to run away from this field. 13 laps to go at Pocono. Throughout all that
battle. Battle for third place, Bennett, Stone, and Dalton Kelly. They're all just stuck together.
Yeah, we saw Cameron Stone there lose 2 positions, and he is right ahead of Dalton Kelly, now keeping to the inside going through the exit of turn 1. Kelly with a great run going down the Long Pond straightaway. He's going to use the slingshot. Obviously, he'll going down towards turn 2 possibly. See if he peaks. No, he's going to keep riding in line using that drag.
Stone back to P4, Dalton Kelly to P5. That's allowed Alonso Chicano and Adam Bennett to jump both of them. So it'll be interesting to see if this 25 can try to hunt down the 21 of Eric Weinland. He's just got 12 laps to do it. Coming up on 11 to go. So far, it's trekking towards he's gaining. He's just about almost 2/10 faster that last lap that 25 truck was. So we'll have to see how this shakes out as this race continues on. You see Dalton Kelly panning down to the inside. He'll get by the pit 7 of Cameron Stone. That is for 4th.
Stone's not going to try and let him run away though. You see going down the Long Pond straightaway, it tucked up right behind that 45. Going to maybe help Dalton Kelly catch the 83 and 25 trucks.
Stone sideways there, unable to capitalize. You see the run coming into turn 3 for 25 and 83. Coming in just 10 laps to go this time by.
Such a short race, guys. Only 150 miles.
Yeah, very short. And you see there another 2/10 gain there for Weinland. He gaps the 25 of Alonso Chicano. Looking at everything right here, the fastest lap, I believe. So far, it's Cameron Stone with a 54.7. That appears to be the fastest lap of the race so far, so that point is off the table for Nolan Hodgson. So I think I can say with confidence Dalton Kelly has all but locked up a spot in the playoffs here. Now it's just a matter of if we get a new winner by a late stage caution here, and we could see that 42 fall out of the playoffs.
Pocono is not making any ground currently, guys, on Eric Weinland. In fact, he lost a there completely off of turn 3 and allowed Adam Bennett to tuck up right on the tailgate of that 25 Silverado down the front straightaway. And that Team Conti 83 machine is all over Chicano's neck there going down the Long Pond straightaway now.
You see him continue marching along down this front straightaway here. That action between the two of Dalton Kelly's bumper. He's going to try to hunt these two down. See if he can't go and capitalize and try to get a top 3 podium finish tonight. Right now up front, it's all Eric Weinland. You see a lap truck up ahead. It's the 66 of Oscar Enriquez. You see Kelly and Kruger both fan out down there, down the front stretch. fastest lap that last time by was Eric Weinland of 56.9. The next fastest lap looks like Jeffrey Armstrong at 56.8. Actually was the fastest lap of the time. 155 flat. So definitely going to have to see who's going to have speed to make some final moves for some final positions as this race comes to a close. But Eric Weinland firmly in control, coming 7 to go this next time by.
I've been watching the number 41 of Michael Kruger. Of course, he was able to get by Cameron Stone, as Stone is just kind of falling off. His truck looks like it's not so much of a good long-run truck, but Kruger was able to get around Stone, and Kruger is catching that 45% of Dalton Kelly. Looking to try to steal 4th place from Kelly and see if they're able to catch up to Adam Benefield and Watson Chicano before this thing is over with.
Go back to that battle for second. It's still hitting up. Ooh, Benefield gets a little loose in the wall. He's able to save it. But that's going to cost him some time to the 25 truck of Alonso Chicano. Maybe a sigh of relief from the 25, knowing he doesn't have to worry about that 83 on his back bumper anymore, but coming to 7 laps to go this time by, 6 to go this time by. It may just be too little too late for this 25 to make a charge.
2 seconds is going to be a pretty big gap to overcome in the final 6 laps, like you mentioned, Dawson. It's going to be too little too late probably if he is able to make a last gas on that 31 truck. You see he's already been able to make a 10th up on Eric Weinland, but at that rate I don't think it'd be quite enough. Just 6 laps, and going into the corners, Weinland's able to gap that back, so it's going to be a very interesting battle to see if he's even to make any ground at all. You see 21 drift off the corner a little bit though.
He's able to carry
Last time by, they both ran 57 once. Chicano a little bit quicker than Weinland. We'll see here at the line. What they run is they take 5 laps to go now. Weinland with a 57.223, Chicano a 57.139. Chicano is a little bit quicker, but with 5 laps to go, I don't think there is enough time. We do have a battle for the 4th position, though, as Michael Kruger looking at the inside of Dalton Kelly. They're going to be not quite side by side. Yes, they are. And, of course, Kruger giving lots of room to Dalton Kelly now as they're going into the tunnel turn. Kelly just going to pull to the side. Kruger's going to get on by with ease and try to see if he can work his way up there now as Kelly is giving a little bit of front draft to the 41. Almost looked like Kruger had his hands full there.
There's another place you want to get close, Big Josh.
Somebody else is coming to life. That 20 truck, Jeffrey Armistead, he's up to P7 now. Definitely making moves in the field. I believe I just saw Brett Bennett make a move to pit road. 4 laps to go. I mean, if we get a caution here, everybody likes to pit. You've pit earlier, so you're able to stay out and try to go for the win. Obviously, just a strategy attempt here. That's about all he can do is just throw something at the wall, see if it sticks. But, you know, just 3 laps to go this next time by. And that window is closing for the 47, as well as the rest of those drivers looking for that win.
Meanwhile, watching one driver who's been able to drive through the top 10, Jeffrey Armistead, he is up to P7. He started the stage, I believe, outside the top 10, and he was about 9th about 4 or 5 laps ago, and he's got around Cameron Stone and Craig Fryer, and now he's on the way to Kyle Ruda. He's been catching him the last couple laps. There's to see another truck peel off. I believe that's 57 coming in with 3 to go.
Cameron Stone coming down pit road as well. Shouldn't be a fuel issue, I believe. I think this is all just a last-minute attempt to try to go for the win. You see there up ahead, Brett Bennett off of pit road, 3 laps to go. You see the gap is a 1.5 seconds, just not enough time, I believe, for this 25 to really close in unless this 21 makes a mistake. She's been pretty good about keeping it straight off the corner. You see that speed he carries through the tunnel turn is just so good. You'll see the 21 coming through turn 3. And 2 goes into this time by Alonso Chicano with Adam Bennett behind him, still trying to push as hard as they can to catch, but running out of time. Just 2 to go.
In the background, saw Michael Kruger 4-wheel drift off turn 3, and Dalton Kelly had to react to that. They were going to keep going at it for 4th position while he received this battle for 2nd, rage on into turn 1.
Dalton Kelly has been able to keep it with Michael Kruger, which has not been enough for As looking back further, Jeffrey Armstead and Kyle Rutter, both these 2 fighting hard for position, but it's all not going to matter in the end here. As both these drivers battle, their playoff window is closing. As Eric Weinland comes through the tunnel turn, he's going to get through turn 3. He'll see the white flag this next time by. And Chicano and Bennett just unable to really close the gap here on this 21 truck. So come around, the white flag is out. This is the final lap of the regular season.
It's been a great drive out of Eric Weinland. Come out here and absolutely dominate.
It has been a great run. Of course, won both the stages. We mentioned again, he's been gone for a couple months. Won the first 2 stages in this race. And now as he continues to gap the 825 and 83, I think he's showing he's going to have a strong chance to contend for this title.
Talked about it earlier, well-needed playoff point, and what better way than taking all the playoff points on the table tonight.
Coming through turn 3 for the final time, Eric Weinland is going to pick up his 2nd win of the season as he'll take the checkered flag at Pocono with a mark on 150.
Alonso Chicano finishing P2, but Adam Benefield tried a last-ditch effort, try to get that 2nd position away from Alonso Chicano. Just wasn't enough. And Mike Kruger finishing P4 there.
Great run, a pretty dominant run too, leads to Eric Weinland taking home the checkered flag, sweeping the stages and the race, and 7 additional points going towards his playoff tally with this reset tonight. And as you see him coming around here, some of the drivers driving by him, you see Dalton Kelly, the 45. He will make the playoffs now due to this win by the 21. As well as the 42 of Nolan Hodgson. He will be the final spot in the playoffs with this win from the 21 truck. And as you look on that side, the flip side of that one, Kyle Rutter, Jeffrey Armistead, 6th and 7th. They will be eliminated from the playoffs. Or they will be eliminated from playoff contention, excuse me. They will not be able to road race for a championship. But the driver of the 21, an amazing drive, a great drive, and a return by Eric Weinland. He takes on the checkered flag, and he's going to burn it down here on the front stretch. You think he's excited to have won that one?
Oh, most definitely. He absolutely dominated this race. And if this thing came down to something crazy where he wasn't able to collect the win, it would have been pure disappointment, I'm sure, out of that 21. But great victory for Eric Weinland.
As we put up the scoring pylon there for those of you at home to keep track of and watch. What do you say we pull down our third place finisher, Adam Benefield, and talk to him after that third place run? Josh, I believe you've got Adam Benefield with you.
Yeah, Adam, P3 finish was a pretty intense couple first stages, and stage 3 was a little bit more calm, but you started in the back, which really wasn't a surprise to anybody, as it seems like that's been the theme for you, but made your way up to the front, just didn't have enough time. So how'd you get it done tonight?
We didn't get it done. That's unfortunately was just too tight entry and fighting no drive off, and then you put dirty air with it, and it's just hard to do anything. You really got to wait for the person in front of you to make a mistake. But we missed it a little bit tonight. I mean, starting in the back, I'm not in the championship. I try to give these guys, where they can race and everything. I just take my time and let them do their stages and everything. And, if I end up somewhere, but I try not to get involved in any of that. But, yeah, it's an unfortunate night. I really like this place. Come up a couple spots short is what it is. You'll have that. Congrats to Eric. And sorry to Rich. I was literally just trying to push him. I wasn't way faster. Wasn't like a dramatic speed difference. I just lined up and went to push him, and I don't know if it was the damage on his truck that he had from the start or what. It just flat out turned him. So I hate that. Wasn't trying to wreck him, but thanks to everybody at EPI, the Filter Time, Junior Motorsports, Team Conti, Dustin Hall, and you guys for broadcasting it. We'll regroup and come back.
All right. Well, third place finish, not bad. But, we'll see you a couple weeks.
Yeah, man.
And that was driver number 83, Adam Benefield, third place finisher tonight.
And I believe, Adam, have you caught up with our second place finisher? Actually, looking to see. I don't see him anywhere. I think he's hiding away from us. Trying to find the driver of the 25. Alonso Chicano might have ran off on us here. Looks like he has disappeared, so I think we'll go ahead and talk to our race winner here, Eric Weinland. Hey, Eric, these are the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, a dominant win in your return back here to the Mardon Juggernaut Truck Series. What does this win mean you heading into the playoffs?
It's huge, Dawson. It's the first time I've really been like focused back racing in the truck. Like I said during the stage break, I took a little mental health break. It was too much racing. I needed to step away, go do a couple other things in life, and came back, put something together. I do these things on my own, which is pretty darn sweet in and of its own right. But it feels pretty special because I haven't had a race go that smoothly since a full distance Cup Series league called Galaxy Cup Series. When I led like almost every lap at a 500 lap Martinsville race, I wouldn't equate this to that. There were a lot of fast guys out there today, but it sure feels good to have a race go that smoothly that I haven't had in a long time.
Yeah, and having that race go so smoothly, being able to dominate that much, we got a week off next week. Playoffs pick up at IRP. How much confidence do you have heading into there now off of this win?
Definitely a huge boost in confidence, Dawson. We picked up maximum playoff points tonight, which is pretty awesome. The fact that I missed so many races there through the middle part of the season, it means I didn't really get to capitalize on that too much. So any little bit can help me pick up. The momentum's going to be strong. IRP, I'm not great on short tracks, so we'll see how that sort of thing goes. But as far as momentum, Dawson, it's as best as it can be.
Well, already a P1 finish here tonight. Any shout outs, any sponsors, any drivers out there, anything? What gets it done in that 21 truck?
Honestly, no sponsors on the truck. All the sponsorships and stuff like that I had earlier in the season has chose to take a different direction. So if you want to put your name on this truck, feel free to reach out. You can hit me up on Twitter at Eric M. Weinland, or of course on Twitch, Lucky We Are, or here on iRacing. You know my name, you know where to find me. But yeah, just thank you to the Juggernaut guys for being able to put this league on. Of course, you guys here at JCTV for the broadcasts, Mardon PCs for the sponsorship of the series, and being able to put this on. I've had a blast ever since I've been a part of this thing, and I'm looking forward to more.
Alrighty, well, congratulations yet again, Eric Weinland, your winner here at Pocono.
I appreciate it, Dawson.
And Adam, I believe you have caught up with the fourth place finisher, Michael Kruger.
Yes, I have. Michael, congrats on your fourth place run tonight. What was that race like, being able to charge up towards the top half of the top 10 there in the final stage?
It was just honestly, it just felt a bit frustrating. Honestly, I mean, from the very get-go, had to start in the back, head into EOL, had to start pretty much dead last, and had to pretty much work all the way up to the front from there. And I mean, truck felt strong. Thanks to everyone at SBLD that brought a strong setup. I felt like I could have honestly have gotten a better finish and could have run up there with Benefield and Alonso there at the end, but I lost time on the start of the long run there, and I mean I just wasn't able to run it back. Just because I just ran some slower traffic. It felt like, and it just felt like tonight was an uphill battle, and I wasn't given anything tonight, and I had to pretty much earn everything from this very start. And I mean, I'm proud of P4, but really, it felt like I could have definitely have gotten a better result. I felt like.
Well, starting in the back, what was that scramble to the green flag like, and what did you see when the inside lane stacked up there?
I mean, just cars fanning out or trucks fanning out. I mean, I got the EOL handed. I was sitting way back and pretty much like all the way to the exit of turn 3 because I had to get behind Alonso, and he was all the way back, and we were way back at the start, and I already kind of lost a bit of time, and then the checkup kind of just helped. I guess in some way got me some track position, was able to get some spots off early. Yeah, it was a bit chaotic on the restarts, but I mean it's kind of typical a bit. I mean, because it's Pocono and you can fan out really wide for 4, maybe 5 wide here.
Well, who'd you like to shout out after a P4 performance tonight?
Just like to thank everyone at SBLD for providing the setups and just for being my teammates, from Brad, Dalton, Jeffrey, Oscar, just all those guys for being my teammates and providing the setups. I mean, the Haas Chevy was lightning fast. It felt like with the setup, it was unbelievable. But I felt like it could have definitely placed possibly a bit higher than where it finished tonight, I think.
Well, good luck when you return in a couple of weeks, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Adam. You guys have a good night.
Fourth place finisher, Michael Kruger. Congrats again, Michael.
Well, an exciting finish to an exciting race. Eric Weinland coming home the winner, of course. Closing thoughts on this race here as we get ready to head into the playoffs.
Yeah, this race was exactly what I expected it to be. A lot of intensity, a lot of drama. Just a lot of drivers going out there trying to get the most out of it. Of course, you saw Nolan Hodgson may have been driving a little bit over his head, trying to get as many positions as he possibly could. He was running up front, caught the wall just a little bit there, feeling the pressure for other guys like Kyle Reuter staying out or pitting early actually to finish stage one. Tried that strategy and lost some positions. It was just a crazy battle all around, and a lot of drivers just trying to go for things, wanting to make sure they made the playoffs. So, the hopes for some drivers have ended, whereas others, it continues on into the next few weeks as we go playoff bound.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything Josh just said there, and this racetrack has definitely delivered everything I expected it to. The long green flag run definitely made a really slick and greasy racetrack there at the end. We saw a lot of tire wear, of course, and that definitely played part to those big battles there, battling for every position inside the top 10 pretty much there in the final stage. So it's pretty exciting, and saw a lot of big mistakes, big impacts to the inside walls, unfortunately, but it's part of Pocono.
Yeah, it was definitely a battle to the end for some of these drivers, doing everything they could to get to the finish line, to get across it, and to get this race over with. And we saw, Carl Felver, he was locked in as soon as this race started. Dalton Kelly and Nolan Hodgson, though, they had to fight hard to make sure they were able to try to stay ahead of each other and to make sure they were not the one that got chopped if we got a new winner. But of course, no new winner. We got a repeat winner with the 21 winning. And that gave both of them that sigh of relief they needed, because now they are in the playoffs and they're going to go hunt for a championship. And so, looking at this playoff total, this win by Weinland and the 2 stage wins is really going to be big for him, because that's going to put him, I believe, 17 playoff points with the second win. That'll put him over the 27 of Rich Petrucco with the points reset. So it'll be interesting to see how we get set up ready to go for a championship. And I think it is going to lead up to be a good race, especially with that opening round race. It's going to be at IRP. And then after that, followed up by Richmond. So 2 short tracks in this round of 12. Really going to make things tense for these drivers.
And IRP, that should be, another great race, because that's going to be the first race of the playoffs. Short track racing, I know one guy that my mind automatically goes to. We know he's not going to be in the playoffs, but Kyle Reuter. He is a short track driver, really excelling at that kind of racing. He could be one that upsets the field and kind of steals a win away from the playoff drivers, but I know that the heat, the intensity, it's going to be on to start playoffs in just a couple weeks there when we do get the green flag at IRP.
Yeah, looking ahead on your schedule, the round of 12 opens with IRP 2 weeks from tonight. Then you've got Richmond and Kansas. And then in between Richmond and Kansas, though, we have our all-star race. So that'll be a fun one to watch. But that first round, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, Richmond and Kansas. That will be your first round of eliminations. We'll cut 4 drivers from that. Then we go Bristol, Talladega, Homestead, another wild card round that'll knock out 4 more. And we'll determine a champion November 2nd at Phoenix. So a big bit of a break there as we got 7 races to go in this season, plus our all-star race at Michigan. It will be a fun one. So that's going to do it for us here in the booth from Pocono in the Mardon 150. Congrats again to Eric Weinland. This is Adam Kuhn, Josh Coppernell, and Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long, and have a great rest of your night.